Hey, what's going on? It's G-Ball Vision, and today we are diving into one of the most impressive and versatile knife catalogs in the entire industry. Now, while we're getting started, let me know down in the comments what your EDC is today. The company responsible for this catalog is going to be Vostede Knives. We are going to kick it off with the Raccoon series. Now, all the knives I'm showing you today are available, and I will have them linked down below in the description and in the pinned comment. Now, the Raccoon series is one of the most popular budget knives on the planet. We have a couple of different blade shapes here and a couple of different locking mechanisms. It originally came out with a button plunge lock with the drop point blade, and over time they introduced the crossbar lock with the sheep's foot blade, and more recently the Bowie blade shape came out. Then they introduced the top liner lock Raccoon. So that is what you're going to see here with this particular model and the drop point. The plunge lock is no longer being made, but they do, however, still make the crossbar lock, which is going to be, for a crossbar lock, extremely good. You have the ability to pick from a couple blade shapes and a couple of different locking mechanisms. They are going to run $59 to $65, which is very respectable. We are going to be looking at 14C 28N steel across the board, along with micarta handles. Now, they do have a couple of special editions and different varieties, but typically they're going to be coming in micarta with one of these three finishes here, and then they also have anodized aluminum thumb studs on some of the variations. We also are going to have the ability to flip that pocket clip around, and that is going to be great for lefties out there. Next up, we have the Corgi series, and this is an extremely popular series here again. They have a couple of different variations of the Corgi. They have a sheep's foot, they have a spear point, and they also have what's called the Corgi Pup, and that is going to come in a drop point blade. Now, these are going to be around $62 for this base version. They also have one down around the $59 price point, which is fantastic. Here again, we're going to be looking at 14C. We have the sheep's foot. They also have the drop point. And for this one, 14C with an aluminum handle and a deep carry clip, not going to be reversible on the Vanker style lock. And it's one thing I love about Vostede is they do a variety of blade shapes, they do a variety of different materials, and they do a lot of different locking systems. So here, this is going to be more like a button plunge style lock, but it works really good. Everything is very symmetrical with the Corgi. We have the front and rear flipper, micarta handles over top of steel liners, and in this case we do have a lower mounted deep carry clip, and it is going to be reversible for lefties out there. The way this is designed, you get a ton of leverage on both of those flippers. They did a slight redesign for the Vanker lock, and if you're not familiar with that, that is going to be Vostede's button pivot base lock, and it works really good. It is very durable, and it is a fun locking system. It's finger safe. You get a very good detent or opening action out of this. You have a front flipper here, and then instead of squaring off the rear flipper, they actually rounded it here to a very minimal flipper, and it's got fine jimping, and it works so good. In regards to the Vanker lock small Corgi Pup, those are going to be coming in around the $80 price point, and they do have several different variations of color that you can choose from. And if I didn't say, the Corgi Pup has a 2.36 inch blade, and the Corgi has a 2.99 inch blade. Next up, we have the Nightshade series, and here again, with a lot of people, the Nightshade is one of their best knives to some. And here again, we're going to have different locking mechanisms, we're going to have different sizes, and we're going to have different materials. Now, they do have a budget variation of these knives, but these are going to be the more premium version. With the larger one here, we're looking at 3.3 inches of L-Max with that kukri shillin style blade. We have a cutout and a rear flipper for the deployment. Now this particular version isn't available, but they do have one with copper, and then they do have another one, the copper and micarta, and another one with jade. So looks really good. They both do. Steel liners, deep carry clip, not going to be reversible on this particular model. Great access to that liner there. These are around $135, which isn't too shabby for L-Max, brass, micarta, and a very solid build. Now we move to the mini nightshade here, and this is going to be the premium version. As I said, we're looking at S35VN, about 2.6 inches, about $150 for this particular one, which is here again a solid price for S35, and we have some milled textured titanium, anodized aluminum studs and backspacer. Surface mounted pocket clip, deep carry, looks good, works good, tons of clearance, and this one is going to be reversible for the lefties out there. I actually put this one on the strongest setting for that crossbar lock because it's adjustable, and it is so good on the opening action. Very, very strong and feels very good to open up that crossbar nightshade. Lots of style and lots of different touches. And if you're like, G-Ball, I love that knife, but I wish they made it with that Vanker lock, the pivot-based button lock, that would be so great. Well, I'm here to tell you they have one of them as well, and it's called the Shillin Cutter. As you can see, not quite as pronounced as the Nightshade, but you still have that very Shillin-like blade shape here, and this is going to come in a couple of different variations. We're looking at $99 for the G10, and then we're looking at $149 to $159 for the carbon fiber. Just depends on which version, but what's great is there's lots of different options. We are going to be looking at 154 cm here on both of these models, and this is the carbon fiber's L-Max. The G10 is 154 cm, 154 and L-Max. So here again, different steels, different handle options, different price points, but no lack of opening methods. We have studs, front flipper, and rear flipper. Everything feels really good. The Vanker lock, that's one of my favorite, if not my favorite locking systems. It works so well. It's finger safe. You get a nice detent out of these knives and a very robust locking system. One of my favorite knives. We'll probably be giving this one away here very soon. Crown spine, nice low tip. This is a perfect EDC utility-based folding knife. And the blade length will be coming in just under 3 inches. And if you're like, man, I wish they made a smaller raccoon style knife, well, you would be technically in luck because we do have the mini Psyop here, and although it's not a duplicate of the raccoon, it is going to be very similar, at least to the drop point version. Now, the Psyop is out there, and I don't know if there's any available. That is equally amazing. That's a button compression lock, but these are extremely popular. We're looking at 2.7 inches of L-Max on both of these. We are looking at a price tag of $129 up to $139. Just depends on if you get the Norplex brand name micarta or if you go with the crosscut carbon fiber here. Anodized aluminum studs and backspacer here again. A nice minimal deep carry clip that's going to be reversible. Makes both these knives completely ambidextrous. Nice sharpening choil there. Good solid action on the crossbar locks, and the everything is just so well done. So well done on these knives. And the versatility amongst their catalog, and we're just kind of touching the surface as to what they have done today, but man, have they done a lot in a short amount of time. And if you're thinking, man, I wish they made something like that with the top liner lock, you would be in really good shape because they have the Vosteed Martin here. Now, as I said, similar to the Raccoon, they're not identical, but they're pretty damn close. You're going to have a little bit more length and a little bit more grip area with the Martin, but equally a really good EDC knife. This is one of my, it's tough to say. It's really hard to say with Vosteed, but this is one of my favorite knives right here. I'd love to see a larger one of the Martin. What's really awesome is we're going to be looking at a price tag of $99, so under $100 for these. We're going to be looking at 154 cm on that beautiful stonewash drop point blade. Here again, tons of different variations, coated, uncoated blades, different colored aluminum handles, and these have a beautiful texturing on them. Full finger choil so you can get a nice choke up. Very good cutter here. It's got a healthier blade stock, but it comes down nice and thin. Cuts very well. Top liner lock is executed perfectly here. Nice snappy detent and a real smooth closing action. As soon as you push that button in, that bad boy is coming on home. We do have recessed steel liners in there, and we do have a deep carry clip. Little different redesign there, and it is going to be reversible for lefties out there. This is a great, very affordable mid-size EDC knife, and it has a fantastic locking mechanism. And if you're thinking, man, I really like that Martin, but I wish I had a cutout instead of studs, well, pretty damn close here with the Vosteed Porcupine. We are going to be looking at $69 for this model across the board. There's about 7 or 8 different variations. We're going to be looking at 14C 28N steel here on this big belly drop point. We have a cutout for the deployment here and a top liner lock for the locking mechanism. So here again, a very, very good, robust lock. We are looking at micarta steel liners with lots of jimping and texture all over this bad boy in all the right places. A double set up here on the spine. We do have a deep carry wire pocket clip that is going to be reversible. Talk about a fantastic, inexpensive budget knife here. 3 inches of blade, $69. Fantastic materials and a great lock from a great company. Love the Vosteed Porcupine. Now, one that I don't have a ton of time with is the Vosteed Valand. Ray Laconico design, and I'm very experienced with Vosteed and Ray Laconico, just not this particular knife. This is a newer release and re-release for Vosteed and Ray. These are going to come in right around $179. S35VN on that clip point blade. This has a beautiful PVD finish to it. Kind of got a tumble look to it as well. We have a flat running into a top swedge. Sharpening choil looks really good. We have dual thumb studs for the deployment along with a Ray Laconico design front flipper as I screw it up there. We are looking at a titanium frame lock, so a full titanium handle, and we do have a milled titanium clip. Man, really well done. Love Ray Laconico's design. I've compared this to kind of the Revel and Caruso. Man, Ray Laconico just has a certain design aesthetic about him, and I love his lower clip point blades. I love the fact that he does a lot of stud and front flipper type combos. I really like that combination. We do have good access to the frame lock there. It's chamfered out internally on both sides, and although it may not look like it, you do have plenty of room to get in there and disengage this lock. That is done very, very well. I would have loved to have seen the relief cut on the inside, but all in all, this is a really, really solid knife from Vosteed and Ray. And still to this day right here, one of my favorite designs from Vosteed, the Ankylo, baby. This thing is so, so good. This is an original prototype right here in LMAX. They also offer these in 154 cm. These come in about 129 in the 154 cm, and these are going to be like 160, I believe, with the LMAX if they're in stock, and if they're not, they will be back as far as the LMAX versions go. But I do know the 154s are in stock for sure. Beautiful modified sheep split blade. Got that big belly sheep split. We have a cutout here, front and rear flipper again. Textured aluminum handles. We have a deep carry clip, and on the newer models it is reversible. They added a filler tab here so lefties can carry this without any concern, and we are looking at the first time they ever did the Vanker lock. That is a patented locking system that Vosteed created, and it's so good. If you have not had a chance to experience the Vanker lock, you know, hopefully they have a design that you like with the Vanker lock, whether it's the Corgi, the Shill and Cutter, the Onkilo. They have several others. The Akita is one that comes to mind, but they've done the Vanker lock now on several models. If you like a little bit beefier work type EDC, the Onkilo would be a recommendation from me, no question about it. This thing is just built for work and EDC. We got those thicker aluminum handles in there, and there's a lot of steel in there as far as the lockup for the Vanker lock. So there's a lot of steel going on in there. Not necessarily liners per se, but steel that runs down on both sides, and that's going to give this knife and lock some very, very good rigidity. You guys will have to let me know. Do you think Vosteed has the most versatile knife catalog in the industry? I think if they don't, they are creeping up on it. I mean, with the amount of different steels that they use, the amount of different price points that they can hit with all their knives, the different styles, the different locking mechanisms, the ability to make a majority of their knives left-hand friendly as well. That's another huge plus with them. They make a little something for everyone, and if you like a certain style but wish it had a different lock, you can get really close with a lot of these different models. I look forward to hearing from you guys, your thoughts and opinions on Vosteed and their knives and catalog. Don't forget to share this video with family and friends. We'd love to welcome some new people here. Give this video a thumbs up, and if you are new here yourself and enjoy knife and EDC content, make sure you subscribe. I release daily videos just like this. Hit that bell. That'll notify you when I do release new videos, which is every single day, baby. I'll pop up a couple of new ones on your screen. Go check one of them out for me. Have yourself an awesome day. Thank you all again for watching. I will catch you on the next one.